There are so many podcasts. Why should we be making another? Or the podcast market is oversaturated, and how do I deal with that? Today is all about ROI. And if I might be sort of whimsical for a second, we like a good soundbite around here. We like a good naming sort of trend and a way in which we can commit things to our own memory. So about, I want to say, 2.5 years ago, we created a model that we sort of internally call the domino effect. So sometimes when you listen to a podcast or when you look at your own podcast ratings, not ratings, but numbers, you tend to feel a little stressed out. Like if you look at purely downloads, which I think is a highly outdated, sad old metric. Like the reason that we're still measuring podcasts in metrics has nothing to do with quality and innovation. It has to do with the fact that the podcast platforms really don't have any other metrics to give you. They can give you listens and they can give you downloads, and the listens are also flawed. So downloads is really the only absolute metric at this point, but that's a little archaic. That's a little questionable. So when you look at I don't know, 20 or 50 or 200 or 500 or whatever your stage of business is, that on the downloads versus what you're getting on other platforms, it's easy to feel stressed out. So the domino effect is about, think of it like dominoes. You knock over one piece, and then from there comes a series of connected things that happen. That can include things like this. It can include current clients hearing from you and sort of wanting to work with you on different scope. It can include dark social, people don't comment at all, they don't seem to have seen what you've done, but eventually somebody will come into your client roster and you're like, how do you hear about us? And they will tell you it's somebody who's not at all active on your social front. So that's dark social, folks. And then it can also go into recommendations and affiliates, and there's a whole domino.